One of my favorite things to look into is revisionist history. I love it when you go back through history and you look at articles from like 2010 and they're like, Avengers, the film that will kill Marvel Studios. Avengers, the bootleg Justice League, poised to fail at box office. They might be world's mightiest heroes, but they can't live up to the spectacle of The Dark Knight. And now those same people are talking about how they knew Avengers was going to be big. Let's be real, nobody knew Avengers was going to be big. Absolutely nobody. It was a huge gamble. If anybody tells you otherwise, well, maybe they were very optimistic, but come on. Well, as it turns out, we keep finding out that not even actors involved with the franchise thought it was going to be a huge success. Which brings us to the Black Widow herself, and Scarlett Johansson saying that she thought it would be a complete disaster. So to preface what she's saying here, let's go back in time. When Marvel Studios announced this initiative, oh, we're going to do another Iron Man and Thor and Captain America, and we're going to have the Avengers on the big screen. Most comic book fans were like, okay, that's cool. I see you're planting the pieces. The casual audience was like, what? Who the hell are the Avengers? That bootleg cartoon from the 90s? What, like, who wants that? We got X-Men. They're going to do a Justice League movie. George Miller. Like, you know, it wasn't something that everybody thought was going to be a success. We know this, especially coming off the heels of The Incredible Hulk being a bomb, Captain America struggling to make money, and Thor being right along that same path. Iron Man was the only one that's like, well, this guy's making money, but Iron Man 2 wasn't as well received. So yeah, a lot of people were looking at Avengers going, man, this thing is going to be a disaster. Which brings us to Scarlett Johansson, because she recently got to reflect on it, and she specifically cites the 360 scene where the camera rotates around in New York and all the characters are there. And she says, you know, she's standing there and they're doing that and they're just kind of there in that instance. And you look around and you see all these different elements and you see all of these things happening. There's this guy in a spangly outfit and everything. You're kind of like, I don't know if this is going to work, because who's going to believe this? Because it's so different how many things you're factoring in. Like, you got a spangly man standing next to a couple secret agents who don't have powers. You got Iron Man. You got this giant CG Hulk. Is this even going to be able to be pulled off? And again, she's not the first one. Many of them say the same thing. When you think about it, it was insane. Again, we all remember, revisionist history tells you everybody was like, yeah, it's going to be huge. No, think pieces were out there saying this is the end. Marvel Studios will forever be shut down because it's going to be such a huge bomb because it's so expensive. And you look at it now, it didn't go that way, obviously, but it was a risk. That's why Justice League Mortal was canceled by WB. They thought nobody would buy this. Like, it's an insane concept. And as she says, you know, standing there, you realize what we're doing. We've just been shooting for 6 months. We're fighting aliens, giant metallic sky snakes, all these different characters from different movies. If this fails, I guess that's the end of the experiment. It didn't go that way. It ended up reinventing and reinvigorating Hollywood and spawning its own chase, the shared universe aspect of Hollywood that everybody's still trying to chase today, and few are sort of on the right footing now, but it was genre defining. And it's kind of cool just to see, you know, her be like, no, I thought it was going to bomb. Like, my career would be over because of this, because that was the risk they all took. There was a very likely chance that nobody would see that film, that it bombed so hard that that was the end of it because it was so expensive. But things didn't go that way.